Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. For some reason the Ischia Blacks are being very productive this year. This is the UC Davis Ischia Black. You can see the size of the figs there. This has a couple of breba figs on there, but these are all main crop figs. Let's see, I thought there was one on the bottom there somewhere. Anyways, the one behind me is doing even better. So this tree here, you can see the leaves are pretty small. I have taken cuttings from this in the past, and sometimes regret it because it's such a slow grower. It doesn't really recover. So I have all these short branches, but here you can see there's some breba crops there, kind of deformed, but also loaded with, you can see the size there relative to my hand, but a whole bunch of main crop figs here. And here's a nice large breba fig. There's another one here. But it's about, I don't know, looks like there's 4 inches of new growth on this, and just on this one here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figs. So what I was thinking of doing, I was sifting some soil out there near the compost heap. I'm trying to do some cleanup in the yard, and I said, gee, you know, I've got this larger pots here. Let me put it into that one. Got a nice new shoot on the bottom here, but you can see the signs there of the fig mosaic virus. I do have a cutting I started last year, I think. I'm going to see if I can find that. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, this is not from last year. Unless it was, maybe it was an air layer. Yeah, I think it was an air layer. That's what I'm thinking. So it's pretty good size for an air layer. And has a couple of figs, just a couple at the top there. But I've just been keeping that in the back there in the lean-to. This here I think is from the Encanto Farms Black Madeira, and you can see it's really, this is like extremely clean. So for some reason it looks like I didn't notice until now, this year's growth is more than what it started off with. So the lignified wood is right there, and it's easily more than half I've added onto that for growth. And didn't put a label on it, but there's another one in the back here, 2017, and it has a couple of figs on it. But this guy here is just taken off. I did actually lose a Black Madeira. Man, I was a little upset. It's in the back there. I just noticed the telltale signs there is the white fungus or mold that's growing at the base. I thought maybe it was doing great, and then we had this really weird day where it got 90 degrees in here really early on in the season, April or something. And I think the pot overheated. Maybe the pot was in direct sun, and I think I had it elevated on top of one of the large pots, so it wasn't sitting on the concrete. I mean, it came out of spring, doing fine, and then that's the first time I've killed a Black Madeira. Well, other than having a cutting that I'm trying to root. Yeah, and I can see some of the flies on the top here. But you can see the mold there. That was weird. It just died. But on the bright side, I have the Ischia Black that I want to repot. real quick. Put that soil to use instead of putting it around the blueberries. Get this into a larger pot. I'm just loaded with chipmunks all over the place. It was like I saw 5 at one time. I took out one today, and they'd be all over this, just breaking off the green ones to see if they tasted any good. So I'll have to keep it inside. Yeah, so this is all the soil that I've accumulated, emptying pots out. And I just have this screen here that I built. I'll screen the soil. And it looks good for the Ischia Black. So I drag the tub over here, and let's put some on the bottom, some soil. I'm thinking I don't want to even disturb the roots at this point. I'll just lift it out of that pot and put it into the larger one. It's starting to disintegrate anyways. Let's take this old bark off the top here. You can see all the roots growing into the bark. Yeah, it's a solid root mass. Here it comes. So I've got that down about 3-4 inches from the lip of the pot here, and I'm thinking if I fill it up a couple of inches of new topsoil on there, all these top level roots will be under soil. And you can see here, even this little tiny twig here has its independent roots on it. And then if I have this lignified wood here for this other shoot in soil, probably get roots off of it and end up with an air layer without even having to put a container in here. Well, I can just Velcro that to the main trunk. And even the main trunk will start producing some roots. So I'm going to leave it at that level. Hopefully it'll give this tree a boost. Have some nice Ischia Black figs this year. And I'll put some bark on the top here. Give me some room. And I put the saucer on there so that'll hold some water. So I just water that in a little bit. And think I'll Velcro that little branch there to the main trunk. Might get an air layer off of that. But this is New England gardening. Looking to have a good crop off of the Ischia Black this year. UC Davis Ischia Black. Still waiting to see when these breba figs are going to start changing color. This is New England gardening. Thanks for watching.